Today I want to ask us a question. Have you ever just sat and had a talk with a friend or with just anyone about any topic out there? Well, I guess all of us have done that. And today we're going to have not a testimony or any journey, but we're going to have a talk which most of us are concerned about. It's something to talk about financial management. Out there we're all struggling with our savings, where to start from. So today we're going to have an amazing talk with one person whom he got the experience in the field of entrepreneurship and financial management. So I want to encourage us that make sure that you tune with us up to the end. Today our guest is an entrepreneur and is going to tell us part of his story and what to do as much as finances are concerned. So welcome, you can tell us more about yourself, your name and everything.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is George Ajenga. I think my journey with money, or my entrepreneurship journey, has been great, and it's up and down. Maybe I can share life of my early life, especially life after high school, because I needed that freedom like any other person. I needed some cash, and those days you used to have, after Form 4, you have 2 years before you join university. And so in my mind, I wanted to have some money that I saved, so that when I go to campus, I'll have some cash. But the offer I was given immediately after campus was being paid 50 bob per day. I knew maths, so I just told a salary of 1500. I looked at my teacher and I could tell him no, but I did the calculation. That 50 bob working in a hardware, I said no. My mother inspires me in the journey of entrepreneurship. I think she was my first teacher when it came to business. She used to sell in the market, and so I accompanied her to the market. My first business was in selling potatoes. And so in a day I would go and make like 200 profit or 300. That was quite some money. If I can make 200, 400 in a day profit, other than sit in a hardware and get 50 bob, I think this thing of business can be good. That's how I started my journey in business and my journey in finance.
Okay, thank you. Before we talk about your journey in finances, maybe you can tell us about maybe your education background and everything.
Yeah, that is after high school. I did a degree in education. I'm a trained teacher, and I taught for some 2 to 3 years. But that work, I didn't love it so much.
Reasons why you don't love teaching so much?
Being a maths teacher, one thing I saw, maths harasses students, and not many students love maths.
Sure.
So it becomes a big thing to sell maths to students, and so you work very hard as a maths teacher. Yeah, whereas to me maths was a game. I used to see maths as a game of numbers. But during my campus days, there's one unit that I studied, that is entrepreneurship. It was an elective course. But somehow I used to feel happy when doing entrepreneurship. I saw those things. We used to see entrepreneurship as a factor in the production. You used me to talk about land, capital, and entrepreneur, but I didn't know what it takes. But when I went to class, I think that changed my life and changed my career. Yeah.
Wow. So guys, that's majorly what we're going to talk about. He started with going to his mother to the kibanda and he could make 200 shillings per day. So as we take this break, I want you to go through your brain and look at what is it that you can do that can give you not a lot of money, but little money that you can give it as an achievement to yourself. Taking a break, we'll be back. So you said that you went to your mother with your mother to the open air market, and that is where you find your entrepreneurship began.
Yeah, that's where my journey began.
Yeah, so you can just tell us about that all the time until today.
That will be a long one. That will take us.
But I'm sure you can.
Yes, I'll try to tell
because
that.
the guys out there are smart. Be keen to pick the important point.
Okay, so that's my first instances in doing business. I believe in those small things because you can do greater things from those humble beginnings. So from the market, I think other experiences in the marketplace, I started selling. I broke away from my mom because one thing I learned from her is customer loyalty, and how we used to wonder, how do this person comes every time I want potato from this person, I didn't know how to create that loyalty with customers until the man told me, you can make it, you go away. By the time I was leaving her and now having the confidence to go face new markets without her, and taking 2-3 bags of potatoes to sell and getting customers, that was a big achievement to me. Entrepreneurship and the journey of making money, it's very easy because it's all started by knowing what people want and people what they need. And when you know that and you know it right, you'll never have enough for your customers. You'll never have enough because every time they need, as long as you're able to meet their needs and when they need it, yeah, that makes a difference. And that's entrepreneurship. People have never known about that. I remember one time after university, I was doing business. I was working in Nakuru as a teacher in a private school. I lost a very big opportunity. Those are the times when people, the use of computers have just been there. Early 20, that is around 2006, 2007, and then at least my cousin who was living abroad, and in Kenya, we were used to floppy disk. I know some of us may not understand floppy disk, but that's why we used to store message information in the computers. And now the world was changing from floppy disk to flash disk and memory cards. So I was given a whole carton of flash disk. Those days we used to sell 1 GB. Wholesale price 1,200. Those are selling for those who want to go and resell. And why I say those are the opportunity, because you used to get them from Finland, very good quality, and sell to those people who knew what flash disk are. And it was a very lucrative business. But those days I was working in a private school, and I trusted other people to sell on my behalf. And some of those people sold and ran away with the money. Everything. So we had the stock and the capital of starting the journey.
How did that feel for you? The stock has gone, the capital is also gone.
Up to date, there's some money we never recovered. And then my cousin lost confidence in that business. He could not trust me now with the business because it was a big opportunity, because now selling flash disks at 1,000 wholesale, it was quite a big, and now it was a time people were moving away from floppy disks to flash disks and memory cards. So it had a very big market, but I didn't have time. So for anything that you start a business, you need to put time in it. It cannot succeed without you being there. You must put some effort in knowing that, because I remember those days, the few we sold, and then started sending laptops, and at one time we started sending vehicles and all that. And because we lost in that beginning, he could trust me with those people, and I really wanted to know what is that I can do differently to do business. And that took me to going back to class to learn more about entrepreneurship.
So guys, the first thing about entrepreneurship is know what people want. Now, before you go to entrepreneurship, I hope we are prepared on where to get the capital. So if you have the capital, the first thing that you're supposed to do is know what the people want, and then you can't trust everyone. So make time to be there during the entrepreneurship itself. So okay, now after the flash disk and everything, how now did you find yourself now in the real business world?
Yes, as I said, after that business flopped, I had to make a choice between teaching and doing business. I didn't have sometimes talk about capital, so I went back to learn. We were given an opportunity by UNDP to learn about entrepreneurship and about business planning, about those challenges. And within 2 weeks, I was able to understand so much about the world of business. And from there, I've done several things. And through that course, doing entrepreneur, given an opportunity to train people on financial management and financial education and entrepreneurship journey, just to help those people who are struggling like me. Because now I've been in business, understand what to do or not to do, was given an opportunity to do that in the banking sector. And that's why I joined. The last, I think, 10 years, I've been doing that. But more than teaching people, I could see people, you teach people concepts, they're able to adopt, they're able to become successful businesses. And I thought, why should I still be teaching them? I also need to be in business. And I think the last 6 years I've been doing different business. One of the business I do is poultry farming. And why I started poultry, for example, when I came here in Coast, I used to be in Mombasa and see all the eggs coming here. They're coming from our country. You ask people, they are coming from the country. And the question was, why can't we do eggs here in Coast? And I saw a big opportunity, a big need. People need eggs, people need chicken, but they are not available. So that's how I invested in poultry farming. And I sell eggs today, even from this. To date, I'll go to supply to my customers. I get 300 to 400 eggs per day. And that's quite some. I mean, I can't eat more than 2 eggs. So the journey is, and the entrepreneurship, the sweetness of business is all the excesses you share with people, not for free, but for profit.
So maybe someone out there is wondering, he doesn't have that urge to go and read the way you say that you went back to books to look at entrepreneurship. What can you tell that such kind of a person, he or she wants to take a shortcut?
There's no shortcut to when it comes to success. Many people think it is, but for me, like for example, I can give my kids. When I wanted to do that, initially I didn't like poultry farming and poultry products. And I remember people sharing, how bad the poultry industry is, how people use chemicals. And I really wanted to understand that. So what I did, I went and got to be taught by somebody who is already doing business. Some kind of, we call it apprenticeship. Go to somebody who is doing what you love. You can volunteer yourself. And by sharing with them, by being with them, I was able to understand more about poultry. I came to realize 90% of what chicken take is what we eat, maize. So all those maize and those things I did understand, I was able to understand more. So I encourage somebody, you may not have time to go to learn, because I've gone all the way to master's level. I went to pursue PhD, I still do PhD still in entrepreneurship, because I believe in it and believe in the power of transformation. And so you can get attached to somebody who is already doing what you love or what you see you can do. By just volunteering, by just being there, you're able to learn, and that way you are able to eliminate the fears that you have when you can start it.
So guys, apart from going back to the books, get attached to someone whom you think he or she can mentor you very well. Now, in the entrepreneurship, I'm very sure that there is a lot of challenges. And so you can just highlight for us the challenges that are there and how upcoming entrepreneurs now, because you're talking to maybe someone who's going to start from scratch, they can deal with that.
One of the biggest challenges I've found in entrepreneurship is mental challenges more than the real challenges. I usually call them mental blocks, because as any young man, what do I need before you start a business? It's telling you I don't have capital. But in the ages and the time we are living, you don't need capital for you to start. You need to spot opportunities. I can give examples. Our friends who will call you from Nairobi, I need a car. I don't have a car yet. Or I don't have a shop where I can sell these cars. But I can do photos with my camera, send to them, they see, identify a vehicle they want. And when I do that deal, Of course, I'm given some commission by the owner of them. So sometimes their product you see out there, you can do good photos. That's why you have smartphones. You can do a photo and sell it virtually on online. Because by doing a photo, it not necessarily belong to me. So you can be able to the challenges. You can be able to overcome the challenges by first overcoming the mental ones. Because when I believe I can do it, you can be able to make it. Other challenges, okay, sometimes you learn business with people who are not trustworthy. Given a case where you are selling franchise with friends, and they learn away with. They sold some. Remember, like one who was even a relative. He sold to this company. Good enough, my friends who are working in that company. Following from the company, why haven't you paid all the franchises you have paid? Also, they paid long time ago. My relative took the money and now with the money. So be careful who you learn with. That's some of the challenges. So choose very well if you have to learn a business with somebody. Yeah.
So there is mental challenge. So you have to work on yourself and talk to yourself that I can do this. So as you prepare yourself mentally, it means also identifying the opportunities. Then the trust issues. I'm very sure all of us in our day-to-day life we have trust issues even with our own self that that trust come and make up to go to class this time or to do this time. So trust issues, I'm very sure it's something that you can deal with. Just for now, as we can't be able to selling cars to people, maybe you can just tell us the business opportunities maybe for a student who is still learning or just finished.
I want to say that entrepreneurs live in offering solutions. Sometimes one of the questions many students ask me, many youth or many people will ask you, where do I invest? What can I start? You can start small. And one of the ways of getting to start business is just identifying the needs of the people around you, the community that you are living in, students. They need pens, they need books, they are those things that are basic to them. By being a solution, when I need this, when I need a book, I can call somebody, I can call you. When I need data, I have. When I need airtime, I have. Those things that they use in their day-to-day life. You identify what can I be able I can be able to sell. The other day, I'm teaching my daughter about entrepreneurship.
Yes, your daughter?
Yes, she's 12 years.
12 years old.
Yeah, so we went to one of the malls and identified unique pens. And students, when they see a unique pen, everybody wants.
Yeah.
Ask me, my friends will disturb me. I told her, this is an opportunity. Just pick 5. So we were buying them, I think, at 70 bob and she was selling at 90. Getting 20 bob.
So she did sold the pen.
Yes, and the first lot was taken. They asked for more. Again, they were taken. So it's all about people are using pen and they have pens, but there's uniqueness and somebody want to identify something. So you can look something that people love because people buy what they love or what they need. So by doing that, you can be able to. She has been able to start knowing about buying and selling early. I've also introduced her to the selling of eggs because people need eggs. So she sells to the teachers. Our customers in school and teachers.
Yeah.
So every time you come, teachers so need eggs. So for that, I'm also preparing her so that she can be able to work because the traditional way we are used to go to school, get employed, then but those employment are no longer there. What else can we do? We can be able to solve our issues by giving solution to the people's needs. That's how entrepreneurs thrive at any given time. And I will recommend some courses maybe that can be helpful to you. We have a program called Start and Improve Your Business. It's an ILO sponsored program. ILO is International Labour Organization. Or we help people to identify how can I generate a business idea? How can I know how to start a business? And if I have a business, how do I improve my business? That's one of the things that I help people to understand so that they can be able to become better entrepreneurs.
Guys, remember that
the one who gave you that, you're also supposed to give back to support his one. So, alafu tumeambiwa start now, mapema ndo best. That is the trending hashtag in town. So start right now. Don't wait until later on, until the day when the opportunities are all available. All the utilized by people around you. So start right now. You start with a big thing. You can just start with that 50 that you have and be loyal to that. I hope we've gotten something. I'm Chero and I'm your host. Bye bye and see you next time.